So students, now in this lecture of graph theory, we will continue from the definitions whatever we have seen last time. Last time we have seen the definitions just like a complementary graphs, then complete graph or a regular graph. And I told you that you must remember about complete graph because this is very much useful. And we have seen that a complete graph means every vertex, it is a simple graph and every vertex is joined with all other vertices by means of an edge. Then also we have seen a multigraph and a pseudograph. Now we will see another definition which are known as a directed graph and then we will also see an undirected graph. The details about directed graph we will see later on, but at present we will see its definition. Undirected graph is nothing but the graphs whichever we have seen in all the previous lectures are known as undirected graphs. So directed graph means the graph G equal to B comma E is called a directed graph if the edges are specified with a direction. So here you must have observed that a graph in which the edges are drawn in some particular direction. That means if the edges have given a particular direction, then we will call such a graph as a directed graph. That means here if the edge, we consider the edge suppose v1 comma v2, this is the edge v1 comma v2, then the edge v2 comma v1 is different. Both are different edges, they are not the same. So v1 v2 means the edge is from v1 to v2, that means it is drawn in this direction. So we will denote this by v1 comma v2. But v2 comma v1 means what? If it is v1, if it is v2, then it is drawn in this way. So both the edges are different. Whereas in undirected graph, and this kind of graph already we have seen, that is all the examples of graph wherever we have seen in the previous lectures were the examples of undirected graph. That means there we are not specifying the direction between v1 and v2 of an edge. That means v1 v2 and v2 v1 are both are different, and that's why we used the word in the definition of a original graph. The definition we have started the first lecture with the definition of a graph. That means there we have used the one word, edges are specified by an unordered pair, and you must be remembering that in the original definition of graph we use this pair. That means the edges are denoted by an unordered pair vi comma vj. General notation for the vertices vi and vj. Ordered pair means what? The order of vi and vj is important. That means vi comma vj and vj comma vi both are different. Okay, so you must understand this and you must note down this one. Okay, so after these definitions, I will just draw the graphs. Suppose I will draw a graph here. This is V1, V2, V3, V4. So this graph G is known as an undirected graph because directions are not specified to the edges. But if I will specify the edges, the direction in this way, then we can see that in this graph G, the edges have been specified, some direction, the directions have been specified. So this is known as a directed graph. Okay, so this is the basic difference between directed and undirected graph. And we will see more details based on directed graph later on. Okay, till then you understand the concept of directed and undirected graphs. So you note down this. Now let us see one important theorem. A simple graph with at least two vertices, a simple graph with at least two vertices has two vertices of same degree. So the proof of this theorem is also very easy. First, you require to understand the content given in the statement of the theorem. Here in the statement we are given a simple graph, and we know that a simple graph means it is free from self loops and parallel edges. Okay, and here again it is given that it has at least two vertices. That means we will consider this graph with at least two vertices. It has more than two vertices but not less than two vertices. Okay, so in such a graph we want to prove that there exist two vertices of same degree, at least two vertices of same degree. So what is given and what do we want to do, that we will note down first in the proof. So you will get at least 1 mark from this theorem. So let G be a simple graph. Then we will mention about the simple graph. What is this? Therefore, G has no parallel edges and no self loops. Okay? You can also write this as G has neither parallel edges nor self loops. So this is the concept from the definition of a simple graph. Now it has at least two vertices. So we will assume, suppose V1, V2 dot Vn, where we will have to assume that n must be greater than or equal to 2 because there are at least two vertices. Be the vertices in G. So we have assumed that there are total n vertices in the graph G. So this is what we have written from the statement of the theorem. Then what do we want to prove? It has two vertices of same degree. That means there are n vertices. We want to prove that among n vertices there are two vertices which will have same degree. That means if this can be degree 2 or degree 3, whatever it is. So to prove that it has two vertices of same degree, we will just assume the contradiction. That means we will assume that no vertex have the same degree. So let the degrees of all the vertices are different. So different means what will be their degrees? Therefore, suppose d of v1 equal to something, d of v2 equal to something, then dot d of vn equal to something. What is that? We will write down now. So all the vertices have different degree, and we know that the graph G is a simple, and as it is a simple graph, every vertex can be joined with the remaining vertices with at most n minus 1 edges, because there are n vertices. If we fix out one vertex, suppose there are 4 vertices. If we fix out this vertex, then it is a simple graph. So two vertices, there is only a single edge between two vertices. So this vertex can be joined with by means of an edge maximum by 3 edges, because we don't know exact edge degree of this vertex. So it can be joined by this only, or by this only, or by this only. So maximum in 3 ways it can be joined. So there are 4 vertices. So we can see that one vertex can be joined by maximum 4 minus 1, that means 3 edges to other vertices. So it has minimum degrees, suppose 0, but we are assuming that all the degrees are different. So suppose it is 0, it is 1, degree of V3 is say 2, degree of V4 is say 3, then it has degree say n minus 1, because if we consider the degree n minus 1 to each of these, then it can be proved directly. But this is what we want to find, prove that the degrees are, two vertices have the degrees same. But here we are assuming that all the vertices have degree different. So different degrees we can assume. So maximum degree we can assume as n minus 1. Then the other vertices have the degree lower than this one. So we are assuming it has 0, it has 1, 2, 3, n minus 1. Okay. This is our assumption. Actually we want to prove this one. So what will we do now? So now, here degree of V1 equal to 0 means what can we say? We can say that V1 is an isolated vertex. Okay? And we have already defined this one. V1 is an isolated vertex. And degree of Vn is n minus 1. So degree of Vn is n minus 1, that means what? The graph G is simple, so there is no self loop and parallel edges. The degree of Vn equal to n minus 1, so we can say that, and there are n vertices. V1, V2, Vn minus 1, Vn. There are total n vertices. So degree of Vn is n minus 1. That means we can say that this Vn vertex is joined with remaining n minus 1. These are n minus 1 vertices. How many vertices? These are n minus 1 vertices. So Vn can be joined with the remaining n minus 1 vertices exactly by an edge. That means we say we can write down the same thing here is, this implies that Vn is joined by an edge with remaining n minus 1 vertices. Okay? Obviously, because as per our assumption degree of Vn equal to n minus 1, so Vn is connected with remaining n minus 1 vertices by an edge, single edge to each vertex. Okay. But that means, what can we say? That is n minus 1 vertices. Which are n minus 1 vertices? v1, v2, dot, vn minus 1. With this n minus 1 vertices, it will be joined by n each. So by this conclusion, what can we say? We can say that therefore v1 is not, because here vn is joined with v1. vn is joined with v1 by n edge. So v1 has at least 1 degree. v1 has, therefore v1 has at least 1 degree. It must have at least 1 degree. From this statement we can say that v1 and vn are connected by an edge. So v1 has at least 1 degree. This implies that v1 is not isolated. Not isolated. So here we have seen that v1 is isolated, and here we are proving that v1 is not isolated. So what can we say? So we can say that therefore this is a contradiction. This is a contradiction. This is a contradiction, and it exists. Why? It is because of our assumption. And what did we assume? We assumed here that the degree of all the vertices are different. And if we are assuming that all the degrees are different, then we are getting contradiction. And that's why that means our assumption is wrong. Our assumption is wrong. That means we can say now that all the vertices, degree of all the vertices are not different. Are not different, that means at least 2 vertices are there with same degree. So finally we can say that therefore there exist at least 2 vertices having same degree. Okay, it must be there. So this is the proof of the theorem. So you write down this proof. The proof is very simple. Once if you have understood the concept and meaning of all the sentences, then you can prove it very easily yourself. You can write the sentences in your words also. So now I will erase it out. Now let us see the definitions in degree and then out degree. So in degree we will just write down, and the in degree and out degree are the terms used. Normally we are using the word degree only, simply the word degree only, and this word degree we are using for undirected graph. But here if we are given directed graph, then we will use the two different words, in degree and out degree. So here in a directed graph, the in degree of a vertex, the in degree of a vertex is the number of edges, is the number of edges ending in a vertex. Okay, ending in a vertex, and it is denoted by INDEG V. Okay, and here out degree means the same kind of definition in a directed graph. In a directed graph, the out degree of a vertex V is the number of edges, is the number of edges beginning at V, and it is denoted by out degree of V. That means in degree we are counting the degree by considering the number of edges we are ending in a vertex, and in out degree we are counting the number of edges we are beginning at V. That means we are starting, we are trying to move to another vertex. Okay, suppose we are considering, we will consider one example. Suppose it is V1, V2, V3, V4, V5. It is say E1, E2, E3, E4, E5, E6. I suppose the edges have the directions like this. Okay. So I have drawn the shown the directions randomly. So here we will consider in degree of V1. So in degree of V1 means the number of edges we are ending in a vertex. Ending in a vertex means we are coming towards V1. That means here E1 is coming towards, E2 is not coming towards, it is going outwards. That means they are beginning at V. Okay, so only one edge is emerging to V1. So in degree of V1 is 1. Similarly, in degree of V2, in degree of V2, in degree of V2, how many edges are emerging in this? This is going outside, this is going outside, this is coming inside, this is also coming inside. That means two edges are emerging, coming towards V2. So in degree of V2 is 2. Suppose we are counting out degree of V1. So out of degree of V1 means the edges we are leaving V1. We are moving forward. Okay. So here E2 is going outside, E6 is going outside. So there are two edges which are going outside from V1. So this is 2. And out degree of V2 is, suppose this edges is E3 is going outside, E1 is going outside. That is 2. E2 is not going outside, it is coming inside. E4 is also coming outside. So there are two edges which are going outside to V2. Okay. So this is the in degree and out degree. Suppose in degree of V3. In degree of V3 is 1 because it is coming inside. And out degree of V3 is 0 because there is no edge going outside. Here in degree of V4 is 0 because there is no edge coming inside. Out degree of V4 is 2. You can see. Here in degree of V5 is 2 because two edges are coming inside. And out degree of V5 is 0. Okay. So in this way we can find out in degree and out degree, and these two are only for directed graph. So you must note down this. Once again here you note that during the counting of in degree and out, and suppose here I will show you one more thing. Self loop is there, and if we want to find out in degree of V4, then in degree means which the edges which are the direction which is coming towards V4. So this is not coming, but this self loop we are considering as coming. So its degree in degree is 1, and out degree of V4 as this is going outside, we can also consider self loop as outgoing. So there are 3 edges. So out degree is 3. So here you note down that in the starting lectures we have seen that in counting the degree of a vertex, we were considering self loop as 2 degree. But here in our in degree and out degree, we are considering self loop as 2 degree, no doubt. But 1 degree is allocated to in degree and 1 degree is allocated to out degree. Okay, so same self loop we can consider as emerging and going outside. Okay, leaving and incoming. So here you note down that here also the total degree means the total of in degrees and out degrees is always twice the number of edges. Because each edge counts 1 degree for V1 and 1 degree for V2. Because the same edge, direction is in this direction. But this we are considering as coming inside to V1. That means this is counted for V1 degree 1 and this is for out degree of V2. The same edge consider as it gives 1 in degree to 1 end vertex and out degree to 1 out degree to the another end vertex. Okay, and the self loop is also counted twice because it gives 1 in degree to the same vertex and 1 out degree to the same vertex. So total of all this degree is again twice the number of edges. So you must note down this fact. Next definition, let us see cycle graph. Cycle graph has the definition: a graph G with vertices, V1, V2, Vn, and here n greater than or equal to t. This I will explain to you now. And edges V1, V2, V3, V4, Vn minus 1 Vn and a Vn comma V1 is called a cycle graph. Okay. So now see here n greater than or equal to 3. Why? Because here you can see that the edges are moving in a cyclic form. That means their connection is from V1 to V2, then from V2 to V3, then from V3 to V4, then from second last to the last vertex and last vertex to the first vertex. Okay, that means the connection is just like this: V1 to V2, V2 to V3, V3 to V4. Then going in this way, here it is connected to Vn minus 1, then Vn, and Vn is again connected to V1. So you can see that this forms just like a cycle. So we are calling this as a cycle graph. And you must remember this word also, cycle graph, because in the coming lectures we will see about another concepts of path and circuit. There we will compare cycle with a circuit. Okay. So here you can see that in a cycle graph, the degree of each of the vertex is always 2. Degree of each vertex is always equal to 2, not more than 2, not less than 2. Okay? And the V1 is not connected with V4 or V3. They are forming cycles, so they are connected in this way. So it is a cycle graph or cyclic graph. Sometimes we are also calling this as a cyclic graph. Then let us see another definition of a regular graph. A regular graph. So regular graph is also very easy definition. That means a graph G equal to VE is called a regular graph if all the vertices are having same degree. All the vertices are having same degree. That means in a graph G, if all the vertices having same degree, then we say that this is a regular graph. See here is cycle graph or cyclic graph. We can see that all the vertices in a cycle graph have the degree 2. That means each vertices have the degree same. So cycle graph is also a regular graph. Cycle graph is also a regular graph. Suppose if degree of each vertex is same. So suppose that this degree is say R. If the degree of each vertex is say R, then it is called as, it is also it is denoted by R regular graph, R regular graph. Suppose we will draw a zero regular graph. Zero regular graph means each vertices are having degree 0. Suppose we will consider single vertex in a graph G. So here degree of this one is 0. So degree of this one is also 0. So this is an isolated graph. Okay? This is an isolated graph. So the degree of each of vertices is 0. So this is a same degree, means 0 degree but same degree. Then 1 degree graph. 1 degree, 1 regular graph. 1 regular graph. 1 regular graph means the degree, suppose there are 2 vertices are connected by an edge. So here we can see that the degree of this vertex is also 1, this vertex is also 1. So this is a 1 regular graph. And you must note here that in a 1 regular graph there are always 2 vertices. Because if we consider 3 vertices, suppose, and if we keep it as it is, then this vertex has degree 0. That means the degree of each of the vertices is not same. And if we want to connect this by an edge, then you can see that degree of this vertex is 2 and these two are having degree 1. So it is not a regular graph. So we cannot consider more than 2 vertices in a 1 regular graph. Then 2 regular graph. 2 regular graphs. Here you can see that this is a 2 regular graph. But if we draw, suppose I will consider 3 vertices, then this is a 2 regular graph because degree of each of the vertices is 2. This is also a 2 regular graph with 4 vertices. This is also, because 2 regular graphs are cycle graphs. So if any graph with any number of vertices in a cycle form is a 2 regular graph. Okay? Suppose we draw 3 regular graph. 3 regular graph. So 3 regular graph can be drawn in this way. Suppose we are having 4 vertices. These are degree 2. If we join in this way, you can see that the degree of each of the 4 vertices is same. So it is a 3 regular graph. Another 3 regular graph is with 8 vertices. Suppose this is the vertex, this is the vertex, this is the vertex, this is the vertex. And if we join by them in this way, so you can see that here the vertices of each of the 8 degree of each of the 8 vertices is 3 in this case, so it is also a 3 regular graph. So in this way we can draw out the 3 regular graphs, or regular graphs. We can also see that a complete graph. Just in the last lecture we have defined complete graph. We have defined this is that complete graph means it is a simple graph in which every vertex is joined to all other vertices by means of an edge. That means if it has n vertices, then the degree of every vertex must be n minus 1. So degree of each of the vertices is same. So complete graph is also a R regular graph. That means here we will call this as n regular graph. But our regular graphs may or may not be complete graphs. Okay. So we will note down these definitions. Then let us see one example. Find the number of edges in an R regular graph. Find the number of edges in a R regular graph with n vertices. So the solution is very simple. Here we are given R regular graph, and n vertices. We want to find out the number of edges. So suppose that let E be the number of edges. Okay, E is the number of edges. So total degree is what? Therefore, total degree equal to twice the number of edges. Already we know twice the number of edges. But we also know that it is a R regular graph. So each of the n vertices having R degree. So from this also we can have total degree is equal to n into R, because every vertices have degree same, and this is R degree. So therefore from this two we can see that twice E equal to n into R. So this implies that E equal to n into R by 2. So this is the number of edges in a R regular graph, n into R by 2. And you must remember this formula because it is useful in some other examples to solve. Now let us see another example. Suppose another example. Does a tree regular graph with 5 vertices exist? 5 vertices exist? Question mark. That means if 3 regular graph is there, then it is with 5 vertices exist or not. So solution is very simple. Because it is a 3 regular graph, G is a 3 regular graph. So degree of each vertices is equal to 3. Okay, and degree of each vertices is 3, and here we are given that 5 vertices may exist or not. So suppose let n equal to 5. 5 vertices are there. So we will try to find out number of edges from this example. We have n equal to E equal to n into R by 2. So what will happen? This implies that E equal to n is 5 into R is 3, because 3 regular graph divided by 2. So this is 15 by 2. So this is not an integer. So we can say that if 5 vertices are there and 3 regular graph is there, then the number of edges is not an even integer. Therefore, graph does not exist. So we can see that 3 regular graph with 5 vertices does not exist. As in the previous examples, when we defined R regular graphs, there we have seen that there is a 0 regular graph. There this can be more than one graphs also, with 1 vertex, 2 vertex, 3 vertex. But I told you that one regular graph is always one with 2 single edge. But 2 regular graphs there are different 2 regular graphs with 3 vertices, 4 vertices, 5 vertices, because it is in a cyclic form. Okay. We have also seen that 3 regular graphs. There are three regular graphs I have drawn with 4 vertices and with 8 vertices. So you must remember these definitions, and you note down these definitions, and you also try to solve these examples. In the next next lecture, we will see more based on graph theory, and you must practice yourself simultaneously with me, because graph theory chapter is very much important.